Welcome to the Long Road with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
What are we doing today?
Today we're going to be bringing you a video that is a collab with Dawn from Sensible Living with Money Mom. Hey Dawn, thank you for inviting us to the collab. The topic today is going to be worst financial advice we've ever received. So, you ready?
Yeah,
let's get started with that.
All right, so the first one is this: just get a student loan. You can pay it back later. Now we know that the price of college and tuition is really out of hand, but there are ways you can pay for tuition without getting a student loan. There are scholarships, and it doesn't have to be academic scholarships. There's scholarships that go unclaimed every year. I know place where I work, we offer scholarships for college students as well. So every little bit helps. You can look for bits and pieces of scholarships here and there, here and there, here and there. You can go for the Pell Grants that come from the government that you don't have to pay back. Mm-hmm. Just certain things you can do co-op with different companies, and they may help pay for your college. There are a lot of opportunities out there to be able to pay for college without going into debt to do it.
Mm-hmm. Our son got a full tuition scholarship that was in the performing arts, and he just did some community theater when he was a teenager. So think outside the box. And then because it wasn't a full ride, it was just full tuition, he was willing to work part-time to help cover some of the extra costs. So, maybe it will require doing a part-time job as well. But he graduated debt-free because of that. So, all right. So our second one is going to be, you have to buy a house because it's a great investment. Now, I'm not denying that that's an investment. However, what happens if you are not financially prepared to own a house when you buy it, or to maintain that house when you buy it, is that you're basically house poor. You're constantly working just to maintain a house that is literally deteriorating around you. And if you're not prepared financially, it could set you back. For us, we bought a house with no savings whatsoever, no emergency fund, no down payment, or a very small down payment. And it wasn't enough to keep us from having to pay a PMI. So we were paying a PMI plus constantly having to repair a house that wasn't brand new. So when Joel lost his job 5 years later, we didn't have any emergency fund to fall back on. And we were no longer able to even afford the mortgage at that point. So it's wise to make sure that you have an emergency fund, the ability to do repairs on your house, like maintenance and stuff, so that you can keep up with it. It sounds like a good investment for way in the future, but why put yourself under that stress in the present if you're not prepared financially? For us, we live in this house since it's rented. Since we've lived in it, they've done about $10,000 worth of repairs. We didn't pay for that. And instead, we were able to continue adding to our own emergency fund because we weren't responsible for the problems that the house had that had nothing to do with us. It was like an air conditioner was going out, hurricane came through, things like that. They weren't our responsibility. They were somebody else's. So we were able to continue saving because we didn't have that responsibility. And until we save up enough, we won't go back and buy another house until we're financially prepared.
Yep. And then number 3 kind of goes along with that. It says, since you qualified for this amount of a loan, you should buy a house that costs that amount. So like you applied for a loan for a house, and they were going to give you $450,000 for the house, and you need to buy a house that's $450,000. You don't have to do that. You can buy a smaller house, you can buy a less expensive house, and you don't have to pay as much back on the life of your loan.
Your mortgage will be lower.
Correct. Yep.
The amount of space that you're having to maintain will be smaller.
Yep.
You'll get it paid off quicker, probably. There's a bonus to not using the full amount.
That's right.
And our fourth one is that you have to use your credit cards to keep your credit score high. Now, We personally don't do that. In fact, I myself have 2 credit cards, and I use them like 2 times a year, and my credit score has remained high. Why? Because when I use them, I pay them off. I don't let them I don't let it become a thing where I'm always using up every bit of money. They don't want you to necessarily use it all, but a lot of times when people use credit cards, it becomes a thing where they're using them all the time, and then all of a sudden they find themselves in debt, and they can't even afford their credit card payments anymore. So you don't have to use a credit card all the time just to build a credit score.
Yep. And number 5 is that worn out phrase that we've always heard: everybody has debt. And that's not always true, and doesn't always have to be the case. When I got my first job as a pastor, I was talking to a pastor friend of mine who made the comment that he would always have to buy things on time because he didn't feel like, which means he had to go into debt to buy them, and make payments on things because he didn't have enough money to buy things out with cash, which is not the case if you believe in delayed gratification. If you believe in instant gratification, then that's probably going to be true, that I need to have things now. Then you may always have to go into debt to buy those things because you don't have the cash on hand to do it. Once you get into the mindset of, hey, I can delay that gratification for a little bit longer so I can save up to buy that thing with cash, then that phrase goes out the window because not everybody has debt and not everybody has to have debt. All right, so we want to thank Dawn for inviting us to the collab. We want you guys to go over there and check out her channel. If you've never checked out her channel, Sensible Living with Money Mom, she has some great content over there. We'd love for you to check that out. Let her know in the comments of the videos you watch that you came from over here. And if you came from her channel, we want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. Stay around a while, pick up, watch some videos, and enjoy some of our content if you'd like to do that as well.
In fact, we can link a video right here.
That's right.
Yeah. A video right here of us giving tips.
Right, and you can click it after we say the thing we always say. That's going to do it today for The Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
Don't forget the long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.